Hey everyone, I'm here with one of my friends who's an expert in so many things, but one is market research, and basically from the research perspective, how would you launch a new product? How would you bring new products to market, and the strategic communications beyond that? And he's a CEO and co-founder of the Merrill Research Company, and it's a firm that started in 1986. He's also, though, the CEO and founder of an organization called the Merrill Institute. And that's the Merrill Institute for, get this, nonverbal intelligence. So what is that? Well, that is body language. How do you read body language? How do you train to understand what people are saying, even when they're not saying it? And he founded that in 2016. So let me introduce you to one of my dear friends, an expert in body language, David Schneer. And David, tell me, it's hard with negotiation when everybody says, okay, this is what you say, this is what you don't say. But what happens if they don't talk to you? What happens if people aren't answering you? What do you do to get them to respond to you?
Well, first of all, thank you for having me again. And that's a tough question. There are just some people, Linda, who are introverted, they're shy, they're reticent, they may lack confidence. There's a variety of reasons why people might be reticent. There's some things you can do. A technique that we talked about, which instead of asking them a question, you posit a presupposition. And what that does is it doesn't give them time to think, but rather just to react. And so without even asking a question, you can sometimes get the answer on their face. That's one technique we use. The other is oftentimes people feel more comfortable if you begin to make it about them, right?
Right.
What do you like? And so before I start to talk with anybody, I ask them questions like, well, where are you from? Oh, well, I'm from Allentown, Pennsylvania. Oh, really? Well, I used to live there. It's an awesome place. I lived there 20, So you try and find something to bring them out, and usually talking about themselves in some way that's not threatening is a good way to do it. If you have a good sense of humor, you can use humor. Some people don't have a good sense of humor.
Right. Some people do not need to be making jokes and trying humor. You're right. But some people are. Some people are good conversationalists. Okay, now then, here's the trick though. How do you know that they're connecting with you? I know you've told me smile. Is it you're smiling, or is it them smiling, or is it both? How do you know that they are actually connecting with you, David?
So I would look for things like a head tilt.
Okay.
Look for them leaning in. I would look at their eyes, and I can tell from the eyes, for example, that if they really like what it is they're hearing, their eyes are likely to be dilated. Okay. Your pupils are large. Okay. Your pupils right now are large.
Okay.
And what that tells me is you're engaged, you're listening, you're taking things in, also probably thinking of what you're going to ask me next, but your brain is going like that. You look for things like that. True smile involves the eyes.
Okay. You had said something about a chin grasp. What is that? What's a chin grasp?
Somebody will, if they're really interested, men sometimes, if they have a beard, they'll begin to stroke.
Oh, they'll stroke it. Yeah, I've seen that.
And that's like, I'm thinking, I'm listening. But some people will just hold their chin there. This is called the chin boss.
Okay, yeah.
But they'll hold the chin boss. And what they're really doing is they're really thinking about it so much that they're holding their head.
Isn't that interesting? It's so hard for me to listen to you. I've got to listen, or I'm so involved with it. I've got holding my head up to listen to you. Is that kind of the?
Yeah, it's I'm engaged. I'm looking, as opposed to this.
Oh, this means I'm not sure. So this isn't that interesting. So this can mean hey, I'm there with you, but this is like, I'm pondering whether you tell me the truth or what.
This is a pacification. See somebody doing this, they may not be engaged, they may be elsewhere. They may
Interesting.
not be paying attention. They could care less about what you're saying, as opposed to this. Very different.
Yeah, isn't that interesting? Okay, and I know torso leaning in, but you've always said watch the feet. Watch the feet. Are they pointed at you, or what does that mean? Watch the feet.
The feet are always pointed in the direction that the body wants to go. We obviously can't see feet on Zoom, but in person, if you get an opportunity to gaze at somebody's feet and the feet are pointed directly at you, that is a really good sign. If the feet are askew and oftentimes pointed directly to the exit, that's a really reliable indicator that they want to go.
Okay. So then they're ready to go. So that brings us to, how do you know they're not engaging with you? So one would be their feet are pointing somewhere else, but what else? What else is a good, they're not really there. They're not really engaged.
I think that when somebody leans back, they're not really engaged.
Okay.
When they blade their torso away from you, they're
I've seen that. Yeah, they're just they're running away.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now you got to be careful because we're all sitting around in Zoom for
we might be stretching or something, right?
Stretching.
The dog might be barking or a kid or something, right?
Looking askance, looking back with the head tilt like to the back means a lot of it can mean arrogance, really. Although in France,
I'm looking down my nose at you, kind of.
Right.
Okay.
And I think that indicators like this, stressors, if you're talking to somebody and they're really gripping their hands.
Okay. What about if they're washing their hands? Have you seen it? Like they're washing their hands?
Yeah, there's two things. Washing the hands slow. Okay. That means it's good for me, maybe not for you.
Okay.
But washing the hands fast means it's good for everybody. I'm excited.
Oh, really? So that's a good thing. Okay.
Yeah.
Show me a micro expression of disgust. Just am disgusted. What is that?
You just did it.
Oh, just like that. Okay.
Yeah, it's called the bunny nose.
Okay. What's contempt?
Contempt is an asymmetrical smile.
Oh, I've seen that, like that smirky smile.
It is. It's one of the most reliable indicators of two things. One is superiority or actual dislike.
Okay.
So you could be contemptuous in the sense that, Linda, I just told the joke and put one over on you, or I just beat you in tennis. Right?
Yeah. Okay. What about sadness? Show me a sadness one.
Sadness is when the eyes go up.
Okay. So without the smile, just the sadness without the smile. Are they trying to stop the crying or something, or what?
No, it's a micro expression. It's really fast. It'll be like this.
Okay. What about fear?
Fear is really wide-eyed, and it is a little bit longer than surprise, a little bit more extenuated than surprise, but essentially
just short and fast.
Surprise is really fast. And anger also manifests itself in the eyebrows coming in and down. Sadness is eyebrows going up and apart. So
okay, so they're opposite. Okay, got it. Oh, very good. Well, David, thanks for those micro expressions. And that was a micro fast little session that we just did. Thank you so much. And you all, this is a happy face. Go negotiate. You can do this. I promise you. People want to engage with you. Most of us really do want to engage with you. Try it and see. And if you get some of those weird facial expressions, don't just read them immediately. Say, I'm sensing that something might not be agreeing with you, or how is this landing? Go ahead and ask them about it and see what happens. You can negotiate. Thank you.